And welcome back to episode 1 of the Nihon no Madoguchi Podcast with your hosts, Marty and Domo. And today's topic is really just going to be us giving a little life update of what it's like to settle down in Japan in the midst of a pandemic.
Which is the most interesting part.
Right? You might be able to see a theme between this episode and the last episode, that pandemic portion. These are unprecedented times we're living in, folks.
We were optimistic last time saying that Japan was reopening, and nope, it shut down back again. So we were quite lucky to manage to make it here. It should be opening once more, but we have no idea when. So yeah, we can say that we are settling amidst a pandemic. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I believe at the end of the last podcast, we had said we hoped the video aged well. It's only been like 2 or 3 weeks, and the video has already not aged well. It's already bad.
I mean, it's like this, the new variant, the Omicron variant, it just popped out of nowhere like, hey, hello, I'm here, and we're shutting back again everything. Unlucky.
Out of nowhere, honestly. Yeah, like, if I was 3 weeks later than my actual departure date with 3 days, I would have been.
You would have been stuck.
Another extension. Yeah. At that point, I probably would have definitely gave up on the jet program after that.
Totally fair. But the thing is that this time they went really berserk, like out of nowhere. They canceled everything, like all the flights and everything. But I think that was a mistake. Like they presented it like a government mistake. So apparently they thought that they could do it without conferring with the superiors, and so that's why they closed everything. But that was still pretty scary.
Yeah, most definitely. When they heard about the variant, they as in the prime minister and the government, I think maybe it was more the prime minister was just made an executive decision. He was like, all right, close it down, shut down everything, and kind of restricted the movement, like the coming and going of foreigners in and out of Japan. And then after confirming the first case of the Omicron variant, that's when they really were like, all right,
shut down everything.
Shut it down. We're going back into Sakoku Jidai. They're closing the country back up, like before Perry showed up.
Yeah, pretty scary. Japan government can be pretty scary when it wants to.
They'll take the necessary steps if they need to. Most things in Japan, when it comes to bureaucracy, take months.
Yeah, tell me about that.
Years. They have a bill. They'll talk about it. Have like 30 meetings. And still may not have gone anywhere, just about the bill. And then they finally, okay, well, maybe we should go into the next steps.
Yeah, so that prompts me to give you my first update from my part, is that now I'm officially recognized as a resident of Japan. So I have my visa extended for 1 year.
Nice.
Yeah, and it took legitimately 4 hours for everything to get done. And I was quite lucky, apparently, because that's something quite rare, unusual, because I was here with a tourist visa or a visitor visa. And to make it change it into a resident visa, you usually get your COE, so certificate of eligibility. And with that, you have to leave the country once, go to a Japanese embassy, and make it change to the resident visa. So I didn't do that because, for obvious reason, I was not able to leave Japan. So I went to the immigration bureau and basically handled over all the papers. Since I'm married to a Japanese national, and she has quite a good position, socially speaking. Basically, I think one of the only most important thing is that she ideally is able to sustain the whole family.
Yeah.
So that's something really important for the immigration to decide whether you can live in Japan or not as a spouse visa.
Fair enough.
Do your significant other has the possibility to sustain you, or will you be a burden on the country? So likely she can, and nonetheless it took a while. I think I slept there for a couple of hours.
He had to take a nap.
Yeah, it was long. No,
that makes sense though. Kind of related, but not really related.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I wanted to go directly to Japan to study in university. I wanted to study in university in Japan for the 4 years and get my undergraduate here. And there was a potential school. I think it was like Temple University. They have like a sister school in somewhere here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
They said their tuition was relatively cheap. I was like, okay, it'll be good. And before everything was going smoothly in terms of the application process. And once I got towards the end, I was looking at everything, and I kind of came across this big number at the bottom, and it was basically saying they wanted me to show them proof of financial stability. So if I did go over there, obviously I was going to be a student, so I wouldn't be working unless I got like a working permit for the visa. So I think they wanted me to at least have a minimum of 3 million yen.
Whoa.
Which is about the equivalent of 25,000 USD.
Yeah.
And
that's a lot.
I was like, what? I have to show proof that I have this. They were like, it doesn't even have to be you. It can be a family member. I was like, if I had 25 USD to I wouldn't be coming to here. I wouldn't be coming here. I'm coming to the temple. Like, what?
I wouldn't need to study.
Yeah, right. They definitely want to know if you or if you in case of Marty, with your spouse, if you're going to be a burden to that person, or you're going to be a burden to the country or the people that you'll be with or around, and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
But since you're getting married, you're kind of like a unit, so she can sustain you even if you don't have a job currently.
Yeah, she's sponsoring. She becomes a sponsor for you, actually. So basically you are handled like a baby, and everything has to be related to her. So if I misbehave, that's on her part. If I need money, that's on her part. Yeah. And actually that's something that can influence a lot the international relationship like this. Because when a foreigner gets married to a Japanese and gets to live in Japan in the beginning, you're starting from baby level. Basically, you cannot do anything on your own.
Yeah.
So all the procedure for the visa, that's on the significant other part. The only thing that you have to show is you show your face and your passport and your certificate. You show proof that you are yourself, and that's it. Everything goes on the other, which is a little bit embarrassing also from my part or for the foreigner part, because you feel like the unease feeling there.
Yeah.
And also, for example, that's the problem with the bank account as well. So apparently they changed the rules in 2020.
Of course.
And now you cannot own a bank account if you have not lived in Japan for less than 6 months.
Oh.
At least you have a job.
Right.
So I'm currently looking for a job, but in my current situation, if by any chance I cannot find a job for the next 6 months, I won't be able to have my own bank account. Which is a little bit, on one side it's quite logic, because you want to avoid money laundering or weird shenanigans that you can do. On the other hand, it's a little bit, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you always need to ask her, for example, okay, I want to go to the gym, and you can only pay the gym with a bank account. You cannot pay in money, in cash. So I have to go with her. It's like, mommy, can you get me to go to the gym? And that's the same thing for everything. For example, I cannot have a phone number. I have to ask her to do it, because I cannot have the money withdrawn from my bank account, which is a French bank account.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that. So I guess update one for me on my side is I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out of the hotel.
Right.
I'm down in Saga in Ureshino.
Yay.
I've been here for about 3 weeks now. I've started working, and it's been pretty nice. It's been pretty nice up until now. And to kind of speak on what Marty was talking about in terms of like, you can't really do anything on your own. You can't.
You can't.
Like I luckily work for City Hall.
Right.
So a lot of things that I have to do happen at City Hall. So I'm on the second floor, and most of the stuff that I had to take care of was on the first floor. So I just had to go down and go had to do introductions and stuff like that, self-introductions, and then meet everybody. While I was there, they were doing like my paperwork and stuff. I had to fill out everything, and then they processed it.
So you had to register yourself as a resident of Ureshino, right?
Yes. I had to get my address on the back of my resident card and do all the necessary steps and all that good stuff. And also, like, you have like the My Number, which is like the Japanese equivalent of a social security card that we have in the States.
Have you made the card as well?
I have not made I requested for the card to be made.
You did as well.
It has not come yet.
Yeah, it takes about 1 month, right?
Yeah, something like that. So I'm waiting on that. With the bank account, I went to make my bank account, and luckily, obviously, I had my supervisor with me, my tanto,
right? And
she was basically doing all the explanation, like who I am and what I'm here to do. And even with her there, they were like, okay, you have all your documents and whatnot.
Right.
But how do we know he really works at the city hall? Like you say he works at the city hall.
Show me proof.
Is there any, where's the proof? And I was like, do you have anything that could prove? She was like,
let's phone the mayor.
I mean, we do have, there's something, right? They have something, I think it's called a G-Day show, which basically is something that the mayor gives me showing that I now work in the city hall. But they were like, no, that won't do. We need like something called a Zai Sekisho Meisho.
Oh.
Which is exactly the same thing, just with a different name.
Right.
But it literally means proof of employment.
Mm-hmm.
And the GA show is basically that. Like, it literally has the mayor's...
But for Japanese, not for foreigners.
No, right? Yeah, so they were like, get the Zai Sekisho Meisho, proof of employment, and then get the kacho, the head of the department's like stamp and signature. Right. They've never had to do this before. I'm the first CIR they've ever had, so they don't have like a template, that they can just print out. They just made something up and then said, "Yep, he works in this department, in this city, in this city hall.
Right.
Let him make a bank account."
I see.
Stamp. And so then the first day we weren't able to do it because we had to go back and then do it the next day.
But was it a local bank or was it like a national bank like Sumitomo or Mitsui?
It wasn't a national bank. It was a prefectural bank. So
that's maybe
I'm in
why.
Saga Prefecture, and I went to Saga Ginko, the Saga Bank, and they were like, nope, bring back that proof, and then we'll let it go. Then once we had the proof, we did that, and same for, like you said, for the phone. I probably could have did that on my own because my situation is a little bit different.
Right.
In the sense that, I'm not like, I don't have a spouse. I don't have a significant other. Yeah. I'm here as an independent on a visa. I don't even know what my visa is, honestly. I'm not entirely sure. Somewhere. I think it's like...
you have the Zairyo card, right?
I do have the Zairyo card.
So that's all you need in Japan as a foreigner.
Yeah, really, honestly. Yeah. So having that, actually, when I went to make my... when I went to go get my phone and make my account and stuff like that, it was like, I thought really all I would need was my Zairyu Kado and my Tsucho, which is the little thing that you get from the bank that tells you how much money you have in your account.
That allows them to withdraw from your bank account. Exactly.
So I thought that would be all that I needed. But I go in, we did go in, and they were like, do you have your passport? I was like, do I need my passport to buy a phone?
Right.
They were like, yeah, we'd like to make a copy. I was like, okay. I mean, I don't live far away from here. So we drove back, got the passport, and
that's bothersome.
And then came back, and then they were like, okay, this is good. Everything looks fine. But yeah, we need, what was it, your income.
Oh, really?
Actually, no.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we need you to go get your income. I was like, I can't just sign. They're like, no, we need income, please. So I had to go back to the house again.
And they didn't tell you the first time. They just tell you once. No.
They were like, I think they just assumed that I had it.
That's typically Japanese, like just once at a time.
And then I'm like, yep, bring that Incon. And then once I brought the stamp back, it has my name and stuff on it. Everything was able to go through. And then they were like, okay, so we're going to process all the documents. It's going to be about an hour.
Wow.
Would you like to wait? And we're like, no, we had somewhere else we had to go.
Right.
To like do some other like official stuff. So we went, did that, and then came back and picked up the phone like that. So a lot of
inconveniences.
Like just as a rule of thumb, when you come to Japan, always bring your passport, your little stampy income,
and something to read.
And something to read. Yeah, something, and then your Zairyu card.
Yeah, Zairyu card is the most important.
And if you got it, your bank book, your little tsucho. Bring all of it. Bring all of it with you, just in case. You might not even need it. Ever since that point,
right,
I was always over prepared. Like I brought everything.
Right.
And they'd be like, no, all we need is your Zairyu card.
Okay.
All we need is your residence card. I'm like, really? You don't need my passport? You don't need my tsucho? None of that?
Don't need it.
I got it. I brought it. And they're like, no, we're good. All we need is the cards. Okay, here you go. All right, just making sure. I brought it. You're not gonna catch me slipping again.
But I think a probable reason for what your endeavors is that you did everything with locals or local bank accounts, banks, and local thing. For example, that's what I was looking for because I'm planning to have a bank account as well, and I was looking which one was the most effective and efficient for a foreigner.
Yeah.
So, for example, I found out this Sony Bank, which works in whole Japan and has the peculiarity to be able to use foreign currencies within the bank account.
Ooh.
So you can transfer, for example, from euros to yen.
Yeah.
Usually, what you do is that you send euros from France, from your foreign bank account, directly into the Japanese, and the conversion happens while you send them.
Oh.
And that's where you get screwed because you pay a lot of like transaction fees, and also you can lose a lot of money if the conversion rate is not really good. But with the Sony Bank, what you can do is that you can send directly euros into the bank account, and the bank account stores euros, and then you can decide when to change them into yen.
Right.
And I think their transaction fee is quite cheap, so you don't pay a lot of money. So it's the most effective way to send money from overseas is having this kind of banks. There's a couple of them. There is also one called the Shinsei, but apparently, so I've been studying things like a like a pro,
as you do.
I've been studying like a crazy, and apparently the Shinsei is getting into troubles because she wants to get bought over by a bigger bank. I think it's Sumitomo or SMTB, something like this, any really big group.
Yeah.
And that's why probably in the near future Shinsei is gonna lose the interest. But it's really really interesting to have these kind of banks, and you can do it online. So you don't have to sign anything. You can just do it online. The only problem is that they require you more documentation. For example, they require you to have your Zairyu card, of course, but also a meishi, visit card. So you have to print out a visit card to take a photo of, just to show that, I don't know why, but that's a rule that you have. So yeah, I'm planning to open this kind of bank account, which is more efficient if you plan to travel a lot in Japan. For example, I'm probably gonna move with the wife as well. When the wife is gonna change her working location, I'm gonna follow her. So opening a local bank account might be really bothersome if I, for example, leave and go to Tokyo or to Hokkaido, and having a local bank account is not the most efficient way to proceed.
Yeah, of course.
Same goes for the phone.
I've come to realize with bank accounts in Japan, they typically don't have like what we would consider like a checkings and a savings account.
Right.
Under one, kind of like account, right? You have one account at one bank.
Right.
And all your money goes there, and you can't like split it up to where you want some for you just don't want to use, or some you want to have access to.
Right.
And with that, like I asked a couple of people in the office, I was like, so, I want to, take out money every month that I want to sit off to the side that I don't want to use.
A saving account.
Is there I want a savings account. Is there any, how do I do that? Do I have to go back to the Saga Ginko and make one, or what's going on with that? Is it already there? They were like, well, no, you can't do that at Saga Ginko. What you have to do is go to another bank,
right,
and open up another account.
Exactly, yes.
And then have us, tell us, the number for your account number for both, and then say how much of your check you want to go to each.
Oh, really? You can do that?
Wow. Yeah, they said that they can do that. They said they can do that for me, but I have to have two separate bank accounts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is the thing. I have to go through the whole process again of setting up a whole nother bank account with another bank. Now, I might end up having to do that anyway because Saga Ginko is only in Saga, and if I want to be able to, go somewhere else in Japan and be able to take money out, I need a more
national bank,
national bank, right? So I'm probably going to end up having to do that anyway at some point on my own time. Kind of, I already kind of know what I need now, and I'll make sure they give me that proof of employment before I go and all that good stuff, so I can go ahead and get it all done. But no, they don't have checking and savings. You have to create a whole new banking account.
But in Japan,
to separate.
In Japan, if you create a bank account, usually, at least until 2020, you didn't pay money. So generally speaking, you don't pay money to maintain a bank account. That's completely the opposite as in France, for example. In France, you pay a monthly fee to have a bank account.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For example, I pay 15 euros every 3 months. Or every month, because I have a bank account.
That's
basically.
Crazy.
Yeah,
we don't have that in the States.
Because you have the credit card, and then you have the maintenance fees, and then you have a lot of fees that make you pay for it. Because my bank account is not a saving bank account; it's just a
checking,
normal. Yeah, so it's not interesting for them. It's not advantageous for them to store my money. That it's not like they're gonna use it. And that's why I have to pay for it. But in Japan, it's different. So usually, when I say usually, is that because they changed the rule recently. So there might be banks that charge you money. But generally speaking, it's free. So you can open, I think the wife has 7 different credit cards. Because every time you work for a different employers, they suggest you violently or they forcefully suggest you to open a bank account related to their For example, she worked for ANA, for the ANA Airway company.
Wow.
And they suggested her to open a bank account with ANA Bankings or something, so that they could send her the salary on that bank account. And that's why it created a big problem in Japan, whether there were too many bank accounts open at the same time.
And no one was using them and stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So now they're trying to cut them a little bit. But honestly, if you're interested to see how savings works and everything, I found a really useful tool. It's on Reddit, on the subreddit Japan Finance, I think. They have a wiki which tells you all the useful stuff. So usually, like Reddit, there's not this, it's not this trustful image. But that particular subreddit, I thought it was quite interesting because they don't give you financing advice. Also, they give you on the general Reddit, but the wiki is quite neutral. They basically explain you all you need to know about finance in Japan. So bank account, phone number, Hoken, which is the health insurance and everything. But it's not like they're forcefully suggesting you something. And honestly, that's something that might be quite interesting to give a look to for a resident.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll definitely send me that link for the Reddit. So I can check it out.
Yeah, because I'm currently studying it.
Yeah. I know you're really planning to to like live in Japan
for a while,
like,
at least.
I'm also doing the same, right? I'm doing the same, at least on the JET program for 5 years max, right? Maybe 3 years minimum kind of thing. And just seeing how it's gonna go. So I'm also kind of gearing up to, you know, really like be living in Japan for kind of like the short long term. It's not like short as in like it's 3 months a year, but it's not like long term like 10 years, 20 years. It's really like 5 years. It's kind of not too long, not too short.
Right.
And even after 5 years, I'll still be under 30. You know, I'm still gonna be. I'll be 29 when I finish.
A bachelor still.
We'll see. So like now, just kind of speaking onto like getting ready to live in Japan, preparing to live in Japan on a longer time frame. Kind of like a second update for me and here in Ureshino. I got a car.
Oh, omedetou! Congratulations!
I got a car. Here's the key to the whip.
What is it? Oh, a Honda.
It is a Honda.
Damn, you're living the dream, man.
I'm telling you. So like it's crazy because I did a YouTube video, you know, doing like the apartment tour.
Right.
Kind of talking about how
on Domo Tenno YouTube, right?
Yeah, the Domo Tenno. Yes, the Domo Tenno channel.
Spin the PR a little bit.
Check it out. Check it out, please. No, don't check it out. Check it out, but don't check it out. Because, you know, if I start getting a lot of subscribers, if you want to, then I'll start getting pressure to actually, like, start uploading more.
No. Just go with the flow.
Right, exactly. But,
So, the new car.
So, new car. Before I got the new car, just getting to the apartment, normally when you're on the JET program, you get a new apartment. It's bare. There's nothing in it. But if you've seen the video, when I first got here, I had a TV, TV stand, had a table, had the futon in there. They gave me like 3 carpets. 2 of them were electric carpets.
Nice.
They gave me a refrigerator. Yeah, I'm using one of the electric carpets right. Yeah, they gave me a refrigerator. They gave me an IH stove because they didn't have a stove originally, and etc. A whole bunch of things. They prepared it for me, and I think
that's really nice.
This is stuff that I am feeling especially lucky and blessed at the moment.
That's the Kyushu warmth of feelings.
The Kyushu warmth. And Ureshino is very inaka.
Really?
Meaning we're in the countryside. We are in a basin. So we're surrounded by mountains.
I see.
Like mountains everywhere.
It's like Takachiho where I did my field work.
It's cool.
Right.
But also like, kind of like, there's really nothing here. Like, they have things.
Right, of course.
This city's known for hot springs, tea, and pottery.
Oh.
Which I'll be doing some video updates, uploading some videos on those.
Looking forward on that.
On the channel. And just some things I've seen, some things I've tried. But like I say, those are the cultural things. But like more of like entertainment. It's not a lot to do in Ureshino.
Locals don't have fun.
Look, I wouldn't say that. Because they have a lot of snacks.
Right.
And they have a lot of snack
That's
bars.
inaka for you.
And I mean a lot. I have never seen so many. Well, first of all, I've never seen a snack.
How many?
I've seen, just in the 3 weeks that I've been here, at least 10.
Wow.
At least.
Wow.
10 different snacks.
That's a lot.
Like, and they have a building. It's 3 floors.
Right.
And on each floor, there's 3 different snacks.
Really? No.
And there's one that the people, particularly at our office, like to go to called Mekiri. It's known as, according to them, because most of them are female, it's, it's a safe, it's kind of like a safe environment.
Wait. The people going to the snack are females?
Most of them.
Damn, that's not usual. That's unusual.
Very, yeah. So I'm not going to say that women are the ones who are always, like, mostly going to snacks in general.
Yeah.
But in our office, yes, it's the women that are going to the snacks.
I see.
And probably there's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, right, that I've been to the snack with.
Oh, you've been to your first snack then?
I've been to the snack.
Hey,
Yeah, I got to go to the snack. At first, so like before I went with my coworkers,
right?
My previous supervisor, the one who I was supposed to meet a year ago, but she got transferred to a different department before I came.
I see.
She invited me to go out to do a snack. To go to eat and then go to snack because I like karaoke and I invited the other ALT who's in the city to come with us because they had never met yet, even though they know each other. I was like, "Do you know Kiyomoto-san?" He's like, "Yeah, I know Kiyomoto. I've never met her." Like, "Do you know Richard-san?" He's like, "Yeah, I know her. I've never met him." And so all right, let's all go. We went and ate, and then we went to Mekiri. And it was just us three in there at first. So it was very, kind of like intimate.
Right.
And then, a bunch of OG-san came in.
Hey, there you go.
There was like four or five of them. They all came in, and then it started getting really lively in there.
Right.
And
smoking and stuff.
Overall, yeah, it was a good time. Yeah, she my former supervisor, she also was smoking. She asked us, like, "Is this okay?" And we were like, "We're fine." And so she started just letting it go. Yeah. And I was like, "All right, let's get it."
That's snack.
Yeah, so
that's snack culture.
Snack culture, man. But really, aside from going out hitting those snacks, now there's a bunch of like things you can go see and things you can go experience. Like different types of taiken. They have like doing your own little pottery. They have this thing called Etsuke, and actually. It's going to be in a video. You guys on the podcast are getting a sneak peek.
Right.
I made this cup with these
You
cherry
did
blossoms. I did it. Now look.
Wow.
Now look. I didn't draw these.
Okay.
I didn't draw these. They have.
But you did the form.
Yeah. Well, not even that. What it is, and it is so well done, so well made. Honestly, They have these little very thin slips of paper that have the image on it.
Right.
And then you place it on here, and then you tap it with water, and then push down to add the pressure. And once you take it off, it's on there.
Wow!
Now, obviously, you do it before it's you put it in the kiln before you like heat it and make it all glossy. But this is one of the things you can do. It's called Etsuke. So Etsuke being as in
the image,
ne? Right. I was trying to think of a word that comes with it. It's itohen ni kai, and then ske is skeru to attach on there. So you're literally attaching the image on.
Etsuke.
Etsuke. It's z.
Okay.
That tsu becomes
Etsuke.
Etsuke.
Etsuke. I was like Etsuke as in Momonosuke, and I was like, what?
No. Etsuke. It is very difficult to say. But
I see.
It's perfect for people who can't draw like me, but still want to make something kind of nice, pretty, something that you can use. Yeah. And this is a nice little small teacup. And like I was going there for like we were going there for like business purposes and stuff like that, and I was doing the introduction and stuff. They're like, "Hey, you want to try the Etsuke?" I was like, I mean, I can't draw. I didn't know what Etsuke was and what it meant until they like pulled it out, and you're like literally just putting it on there and just tapping it. Like now there is like kind of like a knack to it,
right?
Because if you don't push down on it hard enough, some parts won't stick.
Okay.
They come off. So you'll have like little white parts in your flower. I don't know if you can actually see it here.
Yeah.
But here, there's a couple of little white parts in there. So it's so you can do stuff like that. You can Marty, did you take the Sado class?
Yeah, I did.
With
you. With Cross Sensei.
But were you not like an official? Were you not like actually in it? Were you
no. I was there. I was there.
Were you actually there?
Yeah,
okay.
I was officially there.
But they weren't like officially there. They were just kind of there to.
But I never did. I never did the. You guys went to the temple to do like the property ceremony, and that day I was doing my field work in Takachiho.
And I think that's why I was like, I don't remember you coming with us.
No.
Was he actually there? Okay.
But I went to the kind of festival where you had all these schools lined up, and you could do 3 Keiken, so 3 experiences.
Oh.
I was there, but I was not in the official tea ceremony.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. That makes sense. Well, like with kind of like talking about the history of tea and how it came, and what it's become and stuff like that. There's a place where you can also experience like a proper tea ceremony, like the one that you would experience in the days of Sen no Rikyu, where you crawl in through the small door,
wabi-sabi feeling.
Yeah, and the wabi-sabi feelings. You crawl in through the door, everyone's on the same level feelings, and you can learn to prepare the tea and also partake in the ceremony and things like that. Where they teach you about all the local tea that's grown here and it's famous in Ureshino. Yeah, there are things here in Ureshino that you guys should definitely come and check out and experience. Just know that the nightlife is not as banging as, say, Kabukicho, or something like that.
Gladly for you.
Hey,
otherwise it would be quite tiresome to live there.
Honestly, come for the onsen. And this is for the ladies. Because for onsen, for hot springs, the way that like the water, like it ends up becoming a hot spring is because like they also have like public regular baths where it's just regular hot water. But onsens are different because they have some minerals and properties in it. That have some benefit to your health and to your body and to your blood pressure and all that good stuff. Now the one property that is puts Ureshino on the map for onsen is something called the Bihada onsen. And Bihada is literally the beautiful skin. Yes. So anyone who's trying to get that silky smooth, porcelain like, shining, glistening, pearly white skin, come on down to Ureshino. And hop on into the hot springs.
Might be interested about that as well.
Yeah, I got to go to one called Shiboruto no Yu. That'll also be in a video.
Right.
Check it out whenever it comes out. And it talks about how there was this European guy who came to Ureshino. I think he was a doctor. Pretty sure he was a doctor.
Right.
But he was also a really good artist. And he came to Ureshino and he saw this little shack that had, this onsen and had, all these properties and stuff like that. Because like back in the day, it was said that the onsen could heal all ailments.
Right.
And make your skin beautiful. So he came to check out that claim as a doctor, and he was so impressed that he drew a landscape, portrait of what was there, in 1800s,
right,
like late 1800s when he went, and now that's like hanging in there, and that's also one of the the Bihada no Onsen, but it's interesting because it's the only building that has European-esque architecture.
Oh, really?
Everything else is, Japanese. Yeah, because it was renamed in his name.
I see.
In the doctor's name.
So you remember
I can't remember exactly why.
You remember the doctor name?
It's Shiboruto.
Shiboruto. He's quite famous. I was like, wait, there was a doctor. Oh, Shiboruto. I see. He's the man. He's the man who basically did the. Yeah, he's a famous guy.
Oh, so you do know.
Yeah. Shiboruto is a famous guy.
I did not know this guy. So when I heard about it, I was like, Shiboruto.
Let's say it's one of the first that did an extensive ethnographic work on Japan during the pre-Meiji period. So he's the one who went to Japan to experience Japan, and he did a lot of drawings and a lot of notes. So,
it's exactly the same guy. It's the same guy, yeah.
Yeah, he is the one. Shiboruto.
So you do know
Friedrich von Siebold, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Siebold is
interesting.
He's a fellow, one of my fellow compatriots. Not in the national wise, but he's ethnographic in Seoul.
He's a Dai senpai. Dai senpai.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
he's the guy.
That's interesting. I did not know. I did not know you would know Shiboruto because I was lost. I was like, I don't know this European guy, but hey, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
But long story short, come to Ureshino, get in the hot springs, drink some tea, make some pottery, put some pictures on some cups or some plates or a bowl. And
so you have a ryokan as well in Ureshino?
We have a lot of ryokan. Actually, most of the onsen are ryokan.
I see. Onsen. As usual.
But you don't have to go. You don't have to stay in the ryokan to go to the onsen.
You can visit it.
Which is you can just go to the onsen without going into the ryokan. For the most part, I think there are some where you do have to stay.
I see. It's almost like the Kurokawa Onsen complex, not that far away from where you are.
Kurokawa Onsen complex.
Kurokawa complex is.
I know what Kurokawa is, but I don't think I've ever been there.
It's nearby. It's right in front of Aso Caldera. So you are in Saga, right?
Yes.
So you just go a little bit down. You have Kumamoto-shi, right?
Of course.
From Kumamoto-shi, you go to the right towards Oita Prefecture.
Okay.
And just right into the borders between Oita Prefecture and Kumamoto Prefecture, you have Kurokawa Onsen. That I think they are heated by the Aso volcano. And I think it's one of the most famous complexes of onsen of the Kyushu. But I didn't know about Ureshino. Honestly, I quite regret not going there when I was there in Fukuoka.
So I say the bihada onsen, like the beautification, the skin beautification effects of the onsen put Ureshino on the map for onsen, and that's an onsen town. But honestly, if you look up like top 20 onsen towns, Ureshino is not on there.
I see.
It is definitely not. It is definitely very rural, and it's so rural that you can't get here by train.
Oh, really?
If you want to get here, you have to hear by bus. So you go to the next city by train, and then the bus will take you directly here. But we are getting a Shinkansen next year in autumn.
In Ureshino?
In Ureshino, yes.
So you don't have the train, but you will have the Shinkansen.
So
that's nice.
It's interesting because there is a train kind of system going around us.
I see.
But there's a few cities in here that are that are lacking transportation methods within that kind of circle. So they're like, we're just gonna throw a Shinkansen here. I forgot where the starting point was. Actually, I have a map.
Is it Kurume? Probably, because I know that there is a Shinkansen station in Kurume.
It might be Kurume, honestly. Yeah.
Because
that sounds very familiar.
That's the Shinkansen line, the Kyushu Shinkansen line that starts in Kita-Kyushu and goes Fukuoka, Kumamoto up to Satsuma is the old name. Shit.
Oh.
What is the name? Kagoshima Prefecture.
Kagoshima.
Up to.
He said Satsuma.
Satsuma is the old name. I always talk because of the Satsuma Imo, the sweet potatoes, and it stops. So it goes. I think it goes up to. I don't know if they have a Shinkansen in Oita and Beppu, but for sure
they do not.
They do not. So for sure that goes Kita-Kyushu up to Kagoshima.
Yeah, it goes straight down.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, it doesn't hit those over in the west, but they do have trains over there. You can get to Beppu
by train.
By a train.
It takes a lot of time.
Train. So it takes a lot of time, but you can get there.
Yeah.
So we'll have a Shinkansen that'll take us to Kurume.
Right.
Or I think to
Saga, maybe. Sagashi, you have a Shinkansen in Sagashi as well?
I don't think the Shinkansen goes... Oh, yes, it goes up to Sagashi, and then kind of goes off.
Yeah.
That's the only place really you can get to by Shinkansen in Saga at the moment. And you'll get to Sagashi, take a train to a JR train to either Kurume or what they call Takyo Onseneki.
Yeah.
And then go down
Shinkansen
to Ureshino and a couple of other Kashima cities. Going down, and it'll end in I don't remember. I don't have my map. I had the map. I marked it out, but I don't have the map with me. I left it at work.
I mean, you're an official member of the municipality committee, so you have to remember that. You have to work. Ay, ay, ay.
We'll see. We'll see.
We forgave you.
So
You've
they
been
have
there.
it. They already have it built. Yeah, they already have it built. So now it's just like they have to conduct tests
I see.
and to make sure it actually works. And
Nice.
we're slow. Like the city is slowly
Opening up.
Yeah, it's modernizing. I guess
It's like here where I'm living here, which is called Toyokawa. Toyokawa-shi, so the city of Toyokawa, nearby Toyohashi, there is nothing. And when I say nothing, there is absolutely nothing. It's just people living here, working here. What is known for is that Toyota, so the main car company, main center is nearby here. So you have a lot of like industries and everything. And there is nothing but we have the Shinkansen.
There's nothing but...
But we have the Shinkansen.
We have a mode of transportation that can take us to other towns.
Exactly.
No, exactly. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. That is what Ureshino is lacking, right? You can definitely get to places comfortably by bus.
Yeah.
It's not like it's crazy hard to do it, but it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Transportation in Japan. Do you want to open this topic?
That's why I have a car now.
I have a bike.
I took the bus once.
I took the bus once.
I had a bike as well too, and I was gonna bike to the next town over.
Right.
But it's a bunch of hills between here and the next town.
Yeah.
So like, literally, the way back would be fine. I'll just go downhill. But the way there is basically like a steady incline upwards.
Yeah.
Up.
Also, winter is coming, so
winter is definitely coming.
You don't want to bike when.
Yeah.
Does it snow over there?
I've heard they said it does snow, maybe 2 times a year or something like that.
I see.
And it'd be normally like January or February, so that time of the year is coming. We're gonna get a couple of flurries, so but I shouldn't have to worry about like ice and stuff on the ground. I don't think.
Not that bad.
Yeah. It should be okay.
Honestly, to many extents, that's really mindful of where I spent, where I did my fieldwork in Takachiho. That's almost the same. Besides the fact that transportation in Takachiho are way worse.
Oh,
you have only to go to the main cities or Miyazaki or Fukuoka, these kind of big cities. You have only 2 buses a day.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the closest is Kumamoto, and you can go pretty frequently to Kumamoto, but it's still 1 hour bus. And so there's nothing. There's mountains, and there is a couple of onsen, and that's it. That's Inaka, like rural side in Japan. I like it, except for these like not really practical aspects of not having.
No, yeah. It's so Ureshino.
Yeah.
Is, how do you want to say? Ureshino City is made up of 2 machi.
Oh,
right?
I see.
2 small municipalities.
Cho.
One is Ureshino Cho, right? One is Ureshino Machi, and the other one is Shiota Cho. And that's how they call them. I was like, it's not Shiota Machi or Cho or Ureshino Cho. It's Machi and Cho for whatever reason. I don't know, but
that's the size. I think that's the size of the population that changed.
Maybe, yeah.
It's like Cho, Machi, Shi, Tokai.
I believe it. Because the city itself only has 25,000 people, but Ureshino City is a conglomerate of like 6 different small villages that used to be separate.
Right.
And, they all came together, to form. Because at first, Ureshino wasn't even a thing.
Right.
It was East Ureshino and West Ureshino. And West Ureshino, I believe, got promoted. It was West Ureshino Mura, Nishi Ureshino Mura,
right.
Higashi Ureshino Mura, Shiota Mura, and a couple of other ones.
Right.
And Nishi Ureshino Mura became Nishi Ureshino Cho. And then they were like, let's get rid of the Nishi. It's just going to be Ureshino. And then Ureshino Cho merged with Higashi and Yoshida. And that all became Ureshino. And then Shiota merged with these other ones, things like Go-Cho-Mura, and another one. And those three became one. Those three became one, and those three became one. And they were two separate machi until 2006. Until very recently.
Very recently, yeah.
They came together to form the city of Ureshino, what we know now. And so, because it's really just a conglomerate of different kind of villages, you can literally kind of like go drive about maybe 15 minutes, and really you're in a different village. And but it's still part of the city. It's still Ureshino City. And just yesterday, I went to go see this thing called the Big Tea Tree. It's called the Daichagi. I forgot. Don't quote me on that pronunciation. But but it's the Big Tea Tree, and it was literally in the middle of nowhere. Nowhere. Like we left the main part of the city, and we were just driving in the mountains.
Right.
On an adventure. And there's houses. People living out here. There's hella people out here living with their rice paddies and their tea farms. And then we finally get to the tea tree. You know, we get up there, read the thing. Fun fact, there was a guy named Yoshimura Shinbei.
Right.
Who is known, he's known as like the father of tea here in Ureshino. Right. Obviously, he's no Sen no Rikyu.
Yeah.
But
he's quite an important person.
He's very, very important person to the region. So I was like, okay, cool. And kind of going along with the fun fact, the big tea tree grows flowers.
Oh.
It has tea flowers.
Right.
And then little seeds in it that you can grow to make fruit. And I was like, does it taste like tea? They were like, no. I was like, well, it's a disappointment. But okay. Okay, so you can go see the big tea tree that has tea flowers, and you can take the seeds out. I think they said you can eat it directly.
Seed, yeah.
But I wouldn't try it. And they also make hair products out of
makes sense.
The oil or something like that. But apparently the girls who've used it, they're like, you just smell like a tree. Yeah. Like your hair just smells like nature. And not the good nature. It smells like dirt, apparently. So they're like, they're like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, but you know, like tea tree is quite used in aromatherapy as well.
Yeah.
Like the essential oils of tea tree is quite effective for skin conditions. So it quite kills the bacteria and everything. So even for wounds. Although I would suggest you to use a proper oxygenated water and everything. Yeah. But tea tree is quite helpful with this kind of skin problems as well.
No, that makes sense. That definitely because tea was used as a medicinal,
especially in China,
fluid. I don't know if they was used it as a I guess you drunk it.
Yeah.
Or they had the powder and they made it into medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did balms and everything.
Yeah, definitely. It probably does, since they used it for so many years, have some type of medicinal or kind of like skin good stuff, good for your skin, or can help with wounds to a certain extent. But yeah, that was in a place called Fudoyama.
Oi.
And like I said,
even the name is speaking loud.
It's speaking very loud, because then there was another place. It's like they have like a observatory on the top of a hill in some mountain, right? And we went there to see it. So we drove up the mountain, got there. We were like, there, okay, cool.
Right.
Took some pictures. And then we went to another part of the mountain, which was even further up the mountain. So we went even further up.
Mountain climbing with a car.
We saw that. Exactly. We were just in a car climbing up the mountain. And then we got there, and then we were on our way down. And on our way down, on the way up, we didn't really see anyone. But on the way down, on the other side of the mountain, there's hella people living there.
Right.
And it was like, we were still pretty far up
Mm-hmm.
when we started seeing houses and cars and kids playing.
Mm.
I looked down. I was like, we're still in the mountain. We saw there was a bus stop halfway up. I was like, they even have a bus stop up this. Oh my goodness!
They're living the good life.
And apparently, if you go to the very top of the mountain next to the one we were on, I think there's a middle school, elementary school for kids who are living on the mountains.
I see.
Because they're so far away from the schools,
they cut from everything.
They made a school that they can go. They can go to only until middle school though. Because so when they get to high school, then they actually travel. Have to go find some you have to travel and go to another school.
Yeah. So
I was like, wow, there's really people up. Like there's no lights.
Nothing.
So I know it's dark as hell. Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
It's really brings up memory from Takachiho. That was what you're describing here is what I'm
Takachiho.
Yeah, that's exactly where I lived for 1 month. It was exactly the same.
Yeah, how was that in terms of just being where nothing is, nothing's there except for people in mountains.
Yeah, it was quite useful to do research. So I had plenty of time to do take notes and everything.
Less distractions.
I also was really glad because I brought my PC, so I was able to enjoy some Netflix as well. Because otherwise I would have gone crazy probably.
Did they have internet connection?
No, I bought a portable Wi-Fi. The one that the one that they lend you. Yeah, because I knew I was gonna use a lot of data, course, so I just borrowed this. I think it was quite expensive though. It was a little bit over Sammaen, which is about 250 USD.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I used the shit out of that thing, so it was quite worth it.
He said, "I got my money's worth."
Because it was, yeah. But on the other side, it was really helpful because since there is nothing to do, you can spend more time with the locals. So I went free. I usually went to a coffee shop, for example. It was a really nice obasan, which we quite become friends with. I also went to speak to a lot of people just to do my research and also to have a grasp of how was life in Takachiho. So overall, it was quite a good experience. But yeah, not gonna lie, after 1 month living there, going to a big city was a little bit of refreshing as well. So, there is a train. I can go everywhere easily. I can go shopping. I can do stuff. That was quite a little bit refreshing. So I can understand why, especially young people tend to leave the countryside, especially when they don't have these many services. So especially, I mean, I can handle not doing shopping, not doing nerdy stuff because you have internet, so you basically have access to the world. But not having regular buses, trains, being able to go to bigger... I mean, you're forced to have a car.
Yeah.
But usually, if you cannot have a car, especially when you're young, up to 18, or I think in Japan it's 20 years old. I don't remember. Is it 20 or 18 years old?
20 is when you're an adult, 20. So I guess maybe.
You can drink, yeah. Maybe 18.
Who knows?
But still, that's quite long, not being able to go do anything until you're 18. You cannot. You always have to ask your parents to bring you everywhere. That can be tiresome. Especially when... even to go meet friends, you have to take a car. That's a little bit the not practical reason.
I do agree with being here in Ureshino, where there's really not a lot to do, forces me to have to, it gives me an opportunity to really get to know the locals, get to really be here in Ureshino and not, just, having fun.
Working there.
Not just working. I can actually, live and experience and, thrive and be here and make connections and all that good stuff. They even have this thing called the Orure.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not only a Ureshino thing, it's a Kyushu thing, where they have like 30 different courses
Right.
that one can like take, you know, like really it's what they call trekking.
Really?
So
Didn't know that.
you walk 12 kilometers up a mountain
Mm-hmm.
and down.
Right.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's you in a group of people
Mm-hmm.
kind of just
Meeting
trekking along, chatting,
Uh-huh.
having a good time. Yeah, you eat lunch together on the mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come back down, and you know you're all suffering.
That's
you know,
nice.
because that
Yeah.
going back down is it hurts, it sucks. And they just had an event.
Mm-hmm.
I had to work it, so I didn't get to walk. But they're having another one that's not hosted by the city,
Mm-hmm.
so I can participate
Nice.
this time. But it's on a weekday,
Mm-hmm.
so I was like, oh, maybe I can't. But they were like, hey, no, we want you
To experience.
to interact with the locals.
Right.
That's my job, right? I'm here for exchange.
Nice.
So I'll go out there and suffer
Mm.
with all the other Japanese folk
That's great.
and get them used to seeing this face here, letting them know I'm here, and I'm also willing to trek 12 kilometers with you guys.
That's funny.
And they do this quite frequently throughout the year, in the sense that they do these routes
Mm-hmm.
on different mountains.
Right.
We have so many mountains.
Right.
And there are some guys, they're like, yeah, we've climbed almost all of them.
Mhm.
Like, they've done it 20, 30 times.
Damn.
People who've done it, and they're like in their 70s, 60s, 50s. Like, I was like, goodness gracious. You guys are really out here getting it.
They're enjoying what they have.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. I haven't done it yet, but hopefully on the 1st. No. On the 5th
Oh.
in January.
So there's gonna be a nice update on a future episode. How was the mountain climb?
Yes, most definitely. I'll tell you how much it sucked. I can already feel my legs.
You can prepare. You should prepare.
To give out on me.
You should prepare for it.
I mean, luckily it is just, it's only about, like the highest mountain that they have here is about 600 meters.
Oh,
so
it's not.
Yes, it's nothing crazy. So all the other ones are less than that.
I see.
It's just the Kyori is 12 kilometers. I can't say I haven't walked 7 miles before, because that's about the equivalent. It's like 12 kilometers, about 7.5 miles. Something like that. I don't think I have walked 7 miles continuously. I'll take that back. I don't know. I don't know. What was the distance between the dorm and Gakentoshi? I don't think it was 12 kilometers. If it was...
No, it was 1 kilometer.
I did that so it was just 1 kilometer. 4 kilometers.
It was... Wait. Walking, it was 1 hour, right? About 1 hour.
Yeah, it was an hour. Yeah, it was about an hour. Yeah.
So that should be about a little bit less 4 kilometers, I think.
So multiply that walk times 3, and we got the Orure.
Exactly.
And so I've walked to Gakentoshi, and I've walked back. So that's 8.
So you almost did it.
That's 8. I almost did it. So I just have to do it one more time consecutively, and then I'll be good. So I think it'll be okay. I think it's just...
It was such a painful experience. Especially on nights. I mean,
oh, yeah. Now, with this, it'll be walking to Gakentoshi, but with the incline.
Exactly. In the mountains.
In the mountains.
Without the sweet rewards.
It's going to be so sad. And also fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to...
I mean, you're going to speak with 12 people.
Yeah. Yeah, last time, I think they had 2 groups of 50.
50?
So it was quite a... 2 groups. So about 100 people showed up. And
100 people just going to a mountain. Wow. Wow.
They were all geared up and ready. They were ready. So
damn.
And most of them were like over 50 years old.
Yeah.
So,
that's usually what older people do. It's not like younger people and walking to the mountain. It's quite a rare sight.
I think I saw maybe 4 young people.
On the 100
Maybe
people
5.
that were participating.
Out of the 100 people that were there.
It's about a 5% of the whole population.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
So we there's some youth representation in the surveys. They had to do an anketo as well, as to how they like it, where did they come from? There's people who come from all over, come from Fukui and stuff like that. And,
really?
Yeah, and they'll come down because like these courses are only in Kyushu,
right?
And they host these different events in all over Kyushu. They have one in Karatsu as well, apparently.
Oh, yeah, there is. In Itoshima, there is quite some mountains as well. We climbed once, I think. One, I don't remember the name. But yeah, there's a lot of mountains in Kyushu in general.
They have them all over Kyushu. And obviously they do the events at different times. And we just happened to be doing the Ureshino one. Right. So everyone was like, all right, come on, Ureshino Orure. And then they climbed a mountain. They climbed the mountain, and then they climbed down. They came down the mountain, and
nice.
I was at the beginning. I helped set everything up, and then after both groups left, we went straight to the goal, and then set everything up.
Right.
And so we were just waiting on everyone to show that. Yeah, and then we waited. So. We had to put up all the flags and tables and tents. Like trying to put up a big ass tent with 3 people was
an experience.
Yeah, we got through it though. We got it up, and
right.
And all in all, I think the whole event went successfully.
Well, I think that we spoke a lot about Ureshino and how we get to Japan and what we are currently done. And since this podcast proved to be quite a long one, we are looking forward for the second part of this first pilot episode, where we will focus more about cultural stuff and more about the philosophical consideration of living in Japan. So that will come out really soon, probably next week. And we were looking forward to see you there as well. So we hope you enjoy this first part of the podcast. And we have nothing left but wishing you a good night, a good morning, and a good day if you're listening to this in the morning. So thank you for listening and see you in the next part of the podcast.